All right, guys, welcome to another update. I have an exciting one for you today. I've just landed my first client, and I'm gonna show you in this video just some of the things that I've been working on for the past few days and show you how I went about acquiring this first customer. So, one of the lead acquisition channels that I've been using is Upwork, as suggested on the Maker School program that I am following, right? We brought this, mentioned that the main approaches for getting clients was going to be focusing on reaching out to people via Upwork and then cold email. So this past week, I already started sending out a few proposals on Upwork, and it only took me 15 proposals before I got my first job, essentially my first contract. So very excited. I'm gonna show you just how I set up my profile and show you the application the application copy that I used. So let's get right into it. So what we have here, my screen, we have my profile. We can see that this is the first time that I'm using Upwork as well, by the way. So I've just set everything up. I was following the guidelines shared in the course, where it just gives a little insight on some tips to stand out, like, the profile picture and how to structure the copy, some basic pointers. But essentially, I just pre-filled all of this information, or most of it, from what I have on my LinkedIn, and then I just made a few changes to adapt it to Upwork. So came up with a fancy title. Don't overthink it. I wanted to do systems, so sounds cool. I asked ChatGPT, systems and automation architect. Nice. Okay. I also picked a random rate because I have no social proof on my Upwork and I need to start building up a reputation. So I just picked, again, random number, pick something to start with. So then have the copy, and I follow the structure where essentially I have to lean into social proof, some sort of credibility that I can leverage to gain people's attention. So I used to work for Texas Instruments, and of course I'm going to throw that out there, let people know about that, and it's a great way to start the about section of the profile, essentially, and then just going a little bit into what it is that I do. Of course, I'm just playing around with this, but essentially the structure here is who I am, what I do. So I build systems. I can probably change this thinking about it now. So build systems and automations for 6 and 7 figure agencies that help streamline their operations using tools like Notion, Coda, and Make. Yeah, just a little bit about me, personality, trying out new tools and building cool stuff, yada yada. Then I highlight, this is important because you need to show that you're capable of doing what you say you can do, right? You can put whatever you want on the profile, but ultimately you have to deliver on what you promise. Whether it's you or you outsource it, doesn't matter, but ultimately it has to be congruent all throughout. Then I listed a few of the projects that I've worked on, either for myself or just throughout my career as a whole, and then dropped a little bit of just some knowledge as far as things that I've picked up from books, like, okay, these frameworks, like productivity frameworks, like getting things done, etc. Let them know that I want to save them time and money, because who doesn't like that? Yeah, follow commonly used tools I'm familiar with, yada yada. So very simple. I didn't overthink this too much. And I haven't I added another key thing that I decided to do, because I noticed that a lot of people don't add a video in their Upwork profile. This is an option you have, and I'm already recording content on YouTube, so, and it's easy, or at least I like to get more practice in, so I decided to add it, as well as it's also very recommended in the course as a whole. Why? Because not a lot of people do it, so you stand out, and second, it's a great way to build trust. I was actually reading an interesting analysis on the different layers on which you can build trust with people, and it breaks down into the different modalities, which is essentially tied to the senses. And the more senses that you can influence someone with, the higher the likelihood that you'll build trust. So with a video, there's 2 modalities. You can see me and you can hear me. So of course that's very powerful, than more powerful than just having text on the profile. So make note of that. Then yeah, I just filled this out, like I said, mainly from my LinkedIn and cleaned up the auto export, yada yada. Here you can see the in progress. Today is March 3rd, actually. So, and it is indeed March the 3rd, 2025, job progress. So I submitted a lower rate for this one, mainly because I want to get testimonials. I want proof. I want to build my profile up, and I'm not really in a rush to go for high rates. I'm focusing more on building the network and the connections. So yeah, listed the skills. Like I said, I have some certifications that I just imported. I actually completed this one last week, which is very easy, like a 2-hour certification to get. Just added it there because why not? Plus, I wasn't familiar with HubSpot, and I've seen a lot of posts about people who have experience working with HubSpot, so I took the opportunity. Yeah, then employment history, yada yada. So very, very, very basic, right? If you're familiar with LinkedIn and all this, then you kind of know how these profiles get filled. So I'm gonna show you my stats and trends. I'm gonna show you here. So I'm gonna filter this for the past 30 days. And you can see here that I've sent a total of 15 proposals so far. I need to increase my daily average. I'm not on track to where I want. But I got a client, which is the most important thing. So then, yeah, I think it was on my profile. Let me quickly go back. Yeah, so total job. So this was started in progress today. It's a very simple job. It's essentially to build a automation between Notion and an invoicing solution. Just the client wants to connect an invoice solution to his Notion workspace. That's it. So I'll be working on that the next few days. Should be fairly simple to complete. And what I want to show quickly is I'm going to show where's my Notion? Where is my Notion? I lost my Notion. Okay, my Notion is gone for some reason. No, okay, never mind. Okay, here it is. Boom. So I want to quickly show the application that I submitted to get this job offer, like the contract essentially. So this is literally a copy paste of the application that I sent. So I saw the job offer where essentially, let me bring it back up here. So looking for a Notion expert who can jump in right away on an existing client workflow, integrations experience to Invoice Ninja. So yeah, I had a meeting with him and we clarified a few things, but that's the gist of it. So here is the copy that I sent. Hey there, I'm the perfect guy to help with this. I recorded a short video where I go over a similar project I did for myself. And then I have a link to a clean shot video. I'm gonna go over that in a second. I use Notion to manage pretty much my entire life, so I'm quite familiar with its features and how it works. And then like a bit about me, I'm new to Upwork and have about 5 years of experience of process automation experience. I just noticed. That's redundant. I'll change that. I'm familiar with both code and no-code tools, so if you'd like to see other projects I built for free, let me know. So that's literally the copy. And the most important thing is that I included this video here, right? Because this is the most powerful thing. You always want to lead with value in all your interactions, especially in business. So what I did was I used CleanShot, which is a tool very similar to Loom. And I'm going to show you here. So this basically lets me screen record my screen, which is what I'm using to record this YouTube video right now. And it lets me create a link, upload it to the cloud, create a link that I can include in my application. And this is super important. It's also heavily recommended in the course to include a video because, again, back to the modalities, back to the fact that I'm showing face, the person can see me and hear me. That builds more trust than if it was just text. And what I include on the video is actually an example of my work. So what I actually did in the video is similar to what I've done in the past. I just went and gave him a tour of my Notion workspace. Just showed him around like, hey, I use this pretty regularly. I use this to manage my whole life. Showed him pretty much the systems that I've built to work on my personal projects, business projects, etc. Just to show that, hey, I'm not just talking shit. I actually work with these tools and I can most certainly figure out what it is that you're trying to do. So very important because it's proof. You need to be selling yourself in all interactions. This is very important. They need to know and believe that you know what you're talking about. So And yeah, that's very simple. I noticed a few changes I'm gonna make right now after the end of this video, but yeah, super excited. It was 15 proposals, got first client in already. Gonna be working on that. I'm gonna be sharing more updates as well, of course. And I'm also working on the setting up the cold email infrastructure and start basically blasting emails. So I'm gonna make a video on that. That one's gonna be a bit more elaborate, but for sure, that's probably gonna be the next update, just to show a little bit more about that. But yeah, exciting times. Super excited to get to work, and yeah, just keep taking advantage of this. I hadn't really explored Upwork in a sense. It's surprised me so far. I was also, I forgot to mention, I actually have another meeting booked for Wednesday for another client who's interested. Oh, here it is. Yes, 2 interviews. Where can I see that? My proposals. 1 second. Yes, active proposals. Toom, toom. Yes, so I have 2 that are pending that I'm supposed to meet with this week. So we might have our second client soon. So yeah, that's the update, quick update to share with you all. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to ask away of anything about the progress, about the approach, etc. I want to be as transparent as possible with everything that is going on. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Stick around for more updates, and I'll catch you on the next one.